So welcome everyone. I'm going to start by just an introduction of myself. My name is Ben Creesh. I have the privilege of being the principal here at Paragon. And I am actually in two functions today. I am both the principal and also an active participant in the kindergarten information meeting because my youngest of three, little Madeline, is going to be joining kindergarten next fall. So I'm pretty excited about that. I know we have, I think Logan is going to be coming, Griffin, Madison, and then Holly, who's coming from your family? Who's with you there? So we're excited to have you join us as well. So good group, and we're excited to get started. So at this point, I'm going to have Michelle White, who you've maybe met. If you haven't, she's wonderful at coordinating things. Kind of introduce herself and share a little bit about what she does for our school, and then she'll hand it over to our kindergarten teachers.
Thank you, Mr. Creesh. As Mr. Creesh mentioned, my name is Michelle White. I know you've at least talked to me probably on the phone if you haven't seen me in person. So welcome this evening. We're glad you're here to join us. I work as the regional admissions representative for Paragon, and then I also help out 4 other schools in the Canton area as well. So I'm excited to have you join us here tonight. I know it's a little bit different than anything we've ever done before, but I think it's still a great way for you all to gather this information, have the opportunity to ask questions at the end. And then for those of you who have not been in our building, we do even have a virtual tour up. So if you get all excited and you want to tour tonight, you can tour tonight after this meeting. You can go to our Facebook page and follow Mr. Creesh through that virtual tour. So without any further ado, I'm going to pass it on to the first presenter.
Megan?
Yep, that's you, Megan. Sorry, I probably should introduce everybody. So I will. That's okay. So this is the first time we've done this. So you two are all in the same room. So I'm going to quickly go through. So Megan Marcantel is one of our kindergarten teachers. This year she's also teaching young fives. That's been an incredible journey for her. Also with us, we have Katie Rutkowski, one of our kindergarten teachers. April Worsham is teaching our virtual kindergarten and young fives this year. And then we have Samantha Pierce. She's one of our kindergarten teachers. And then Patty Koval is teaching kindergarten this year, and in the past has been our kindergarten, first grade, and special education dean. So it's been the approach that we've had all year, all hands on deck, doing whatever needs to take place to make sure our kids are learning and growing. So we've got an amazing team. And then we have with us Sally Clark, who is our kindergarten through third grade dean for the school. So I'll hand it back over to you, Megan. Walk us through what makes Paragon unique. I'm so glad you asked.
Thank you, Mr. Creesh, and my apologies on that. So Paragon is a very unique school. We have a moral focused curriculum. So each month we focus on a moral focus. This month is perseverance. So all month long we talk to the kids about perseverance, and we incorporate that not only into our curriculum, but throughout the day as well, into our daily conversations, and the children absolutely love it. We capture kids' heart. We have the CHAMP system, which I believe Ms. Koval will go over. We start every single year with a social contract, and all of our students in our classroom, every classroom has a social contract, and every student participates in what goes into our social contract, and we all sign our names and hang it up in our classroom for a reminder of how we are going to treat each other and ourselves. At Paragon, we also have write-on tickets. The children absolutely love these. So when we go above and beyond what we're normally supposed to be doing, we get a write-on ticket, and the kids get entered for a drawing for a monthly prize, and then also the parents love that as well. When you come into our building, we have visitor background checks. All of the doors are locked, and you need to go into the front office to get into any entrance into this building. And then when you come in, you would get a visitor ID tag. So all of the staff and all the students know that you are a visitor into our school. So it's a very safe environment at all times. We are also unique because we are a healthy school. We offer healthy breakfast and lunch, and then the children bring in their own snack, and we request that it be a healthy snack. And we also are a uniform school, so we have uniforms. And in our grade level, the kids love matching each other and having their little polos and their little sweaters. It's just absolutely adorable. So, yep. And there is another slide about school uniforms. So there's a lot of options. We've got different colored shirts, polos, button-ups that you can wear, pants and skirts and dresses. So very cute options.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about CHAMPS. That is our CHAMPS is what we use throughout the school. So it's kind of a neat way. They use it in the specials classrooms, in physical education, music, etc. So the C stands for conversation level, which could be a 0, 1, or 2. So if it's whole group lesson and you're listening, it's a 0. But it could be a 1. So we go through that, what the expectations are when we start a lesson. H is how I would get help, how I would ask for help. Do I raise my hand? Do I put a little signal on my desk? A is for activity, and that is it group work? Is it individual seat work or whole group? And then M is movement. Do I stay in my seat, except to get up for supplies? How am I supposed to move about the classroom? P is for participation. How will we participate? Will we work in pairs together? Will we work alone at our seat? Is it seat work? And then finally, we'd like to have the S at the end for success. How will we celebrate our success? And in kindergarten, we usually do that with a Go Noodle, which the kids love doing. It gets them up out of their seat. But success could be as easy as a little celebration. Sometimes when kids share, in my classroom, I'll say, do 2 snaps and a clap. So it can just be quick, easy, but we like to celebrate our successes in kindergarten.
Okay, so I'm Mrs. Clark, and I wanted to talk to you today about what our social contract is. We've been talking about capturing kids' hearts, and I guess the idea is capture the child's mind. You first have to capture their hearts. They come in scared little people. They come in not knowing what's going on, but I'm telling you, we walk in the door and you're greeted by a teacher, the warmth of the hallway, the warmth of what's going on in that classroom. That's what gets those kids in and makes them believe. We've not had anybody cry this year. I'm like, knock on wood, cross my fingers. I hope that doesn't happen. But with all the things going on, it's pretty exciting that what's going on in those kindergarten classrooms. So at the beginning of the year, also, we focus on what we call a social contract. And I know you might have heard that in the previous slide, but what that includes is the idea that we have effort. We put in listening skills. We want to make sure we include no put downs. And basically the respect is the key component of the social contract. So through questioning and helping them process through the specifics of that, what do we want our classroom to look like? In the end, we are a team. We support each other in our learning goals. So as you can see on this slide, you sign the contract and we believe in that. And that is actually referenced by the teachers throughout the year. Are you following the social contract? That's really important for our success in the classrooms. Also, write on tickets. Oh my goodness, I love being out in the parking lot and I can see those kids. A little guy today he goes, I don't want it to get snowed on. And, I'm like, oh, it's okay, honey. And he's like, he wanted to show his mom. He's so proud of that write on ticket. It was a really big deal to him. And the teachers and the staff throughout the school have the opportunity to recognize students, which is so important, for doing a great job in the classroom by following those expectations, being kind to one another, helping a friend. Those are all what Right On tickets are all about. Creating a buy-in for the students to treat others kindly, which fits really closely with our moral focus curriculum. So super excited about that.
Okay, my name is Samantha Pierce, and I am going to touch on our curriculum that we teach in kindergarten. So for ELA, or language arts, we teach phonics-based instruction. We use balanced literacy, incorporating phonics, whole language, and then comprehensive skills. We have differentiated instruction. So as teachers meet with each student, either individually, in small groups during workshop time, to better meet their individual needs. And then we also utilize workshops. And again, that's just our small group time so that we can work on the ELA concepts more or less through hands-on activities. If it's like flashcards or alphabet games or anything like that. And then for math, we have a curriculum called Bridges. And we use it, it's a lot of hands-on and higher order thinking. So they use a lot of workplaces, and that's a lot of games, partner games, group games, and the kids really enjoy them. It's not just paper, pencil, or glue this to that. It's a lot of, flick the dial and it spins and they get to move pieces around. They really enjoy them. And then we use kindergarten math stories, and that's just daily practice, a lot of addition and subtraction problems. And a lot of them are story problems, and there's not just one way to solve the problems. They can really get their minds thinking and come up with many ways to solve those problems. And then we also have, we do math celebrations. So one of them is 50s Day, and the kids can come to school dressed up as if they were living in the 50s, and we do a bunch of activities around ELA and math, and also science and social studies. And then also Hundreds Day, which we have coming up here in a couple of weeks. And the kids really go all out for that when they get to dress up as if they're 100 years old. Then for science and social studies, this year it looked a little different because we weren't able to go on field trips, but hopefully next year we'll be able to get back into that routine. We go on several field trips. One of them is an apple orchard, and then the Kids and Stuff Museum, the Dahlem Center, the MSU Butterfly House, and then at the end of the year, they get to go on a little trip to Binder Park Zoo.
Hi, everyone. I'm April Worsham, and I'm one of the kindergarten teachers as well. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the Young Fives curriculum that we offer at Paragon. We are one of the districts that's lucky to have this to be able to offer to you. And it's runs similar to a kindergarten classroom, but gives that additional boost that children might need in order to boost their academic and social skills, in order for them to feel comfortable in a full kindergarten classroom. So we have our own curriculum for the Young Fives, which is similar to the kindergarten curriculum. And there's 9 units in this curriculum. It's called The World of Wonders. And we focus a lot on the social emotional health at this age. We also incorporate the calendar skills, a lot of number skills, language arts centers, writing activities. There is a quiet time of about 30 minutes that would be incorporated into that day. There's math with centers and workshops, social studies, science, music, movement, basically everything that the kindergarten curriculum offers, but just maybe at a little bit slower pace and without all the pressure in the kindergarten classroom. Paragon also offers special enrichment activities. This year, it was a little different, so I guess we'll see what happens with next year, but we have had book buddies in the past. Book buddies is kind of like peer reading groups where maybe the kindergarten class will buddy up with the 5th grade class and we'll go in and do activities with them. The kids really look forward to meeting with the older kids. It's a fun activity for everyone. So we offer that once a month. We try to do that. We also have paraprofessional intervention services where we're very lucky to have someone to be, well, multiple people to be able to help our students in a smaller group if they need that. Also, maybe even in a one-on-one setting, but it gives them the extra help away from all the distractions in the classroom, and also helps them get through the day at times, depending on what their needs are. There is also, whoops, sorry about that. Specials. We have specials classes every day, which is really unique. So the children will rotate through PE, physical education, music, art, library, and technology. And they'll participate in those daily. As far as arrival and dismissal information, arrival, the doors open at, I think it's this 7, I actually think it's 7.
This year it's 7:30, slightly modified. Typically doors open at 7:40.
Okay, so in between 7:30 and 7:40, instruction starts at 8 o'clock. So the children are expected to be in the classroom, have their breakfast, if they're getting breakfast, to be in the classroom by that time, ready to begin instruction. Kindergarten dismissal is at 3 o'clock. We have had early release, which is twice a month, always on Fridays. Then those days they would get released at 1:20. And there'll be more information on the school calendar that will come out closer to the beginning of the year. The YMCA participates with our school, and we're very lucky to have them offer care in the school building. So the children don't even have to leave out of the building. They can stay here after school.
All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the different forms of communication that we offer. Since it might be some of your children's first time in school, we just want to make sure that we're just really keeping up with the communication so you kind of have an idea of what they're doing in school. So we send home their daily folder each day, and that will have any homework that they need to do, any forms that need to be signed, and that's how we send things home. We have one side that says you keep it at home. If we have something that we need to get back, we'll put it in the side that says please sign and return to school. We also communicate through emails. I know that some of us will use either Class Dojo or the Remind app for some quick communication. We also send out newsletters, both just from our classrooms and school-wide newsletters that will come out each week. And then school reach messages and email blasts. So just kind of whole school emails for any big announcements that need to be made. We also offer a lot of family activities and after school events. Again, we'll have to see what this looks like next year. But we have a fall picnic where families can just get together, meet teachers, hang out with other families at the school. During reading month, we'll have a soup supper and reading night. So reading month is March. And then we'll have just a fun night sometime during that month for kids to just come in and do different things involving reading, games, scavenger hunt, stuff like that. Also have a music program, book fair, art show, end of the year celebration, and all of these, excuse me, just different things to get both the kids and the families involved in school. And also, again, during normal years, we love to have parents involved in the school. We love to have parents come in either to help with lunch, help just around the classroom, either with making copies or prepping projects, things like that. We have a parent workroom for parent volunteers. We also love having field trip chaperones, which again, hopefully we'll be able to have next year. Reading partners for parents who would like to come in and volunteer to read with the kids. And then muffins in the morning and a monthly principal coffee for you to come in and ask any questions that you might have.
All right, we just wanted to, again, just say thank you to everyone for taking time to join us today. We've done a kind of a really brief overview of everything that we have to offer. So either you can unmute or you can choose to use the chat box if you'd like to ask any questions that you might have. Just a reminder, our next kindergarten information meeting is coming up on February 18th. That's going to be at 6 o'clock. I think that date's correct.
16th, yes.
16th, sorry about that.
That's okay.
That'll be on the 16th, yes. And then
oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
we're going to be discussing kindergarten roundup and how we're going to be running that as well. So more information to come on kindergarten roundup as we get a little bit closer to April. Our desire is to try to work a system that you can bring your child in to meet a couple of the teachers and have a quick kind of screening so that we can get to know them a little bit. We can get to understand where their basic skills are at with cutting and letters and sounds. So in number sense, so we're looking forward to that to get students into the building as well. We have a fun tour that we're going to be creating as well that I'm pretty excited about, where you can schedule a time to come in and tour the building, see the classrooms. We're going to have some fun QR codes that you'll be able to scan and watch a quick video on, and then we'll have some prizes at the end of that. So look for that as well as you're beginning to prepare for your child to come to kindergarten in the fall. So with that, I've said a lot, but if you have any questions, we'd love to answer any questions you might have. Again, feel free to use the chat box or feel free to unmute and ask a question. I see lots of familiar names, so I know many of you already have students here. So we're really excited to meet their younger siblings. That's going to be exciting, and I'm so thankful that my daughter gets to be a classmate with your kids. That's going to be wonderful.
While people are kind of mulling over their questions that they may have, I'd love to just share that for anyone who hasn't already applied, our last day of open enrollment will be Friday, February 26th. So we ask, so if you have any friends or anyone that you know is wanting to apply, just be sure that they apply by that date, Friday, February 26th at 5 o'clock. That's technically the last day of our open enrollment. And then, of course, we will continue to accept applications beyond that date. But that's kind of a key date that you don't want to miss.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
All right. So if anybody has any other questions, you've got our undivided attention. Oh.
So where do we go to fill out a form for enrollment?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I can take that question. You can go directly to our website, which is www.paragoncharteracademy.org. And in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you'll click on Apply, and it will walk you through that. It takes probably less than 5 minutes to apply, so it's very quick. And then that will go directly to our registrar, Mrs. Angela Knapp, and we'll be communicating with you from that point.
So after we fill that out, and how do we determine whether they're going to go to Young Fives or just kindergarten?
Well, that'll be a combination of, where you think they might be ready. The reason we like to have Roundup as well is so that a couple of our teachers are able to spend a little bit of time with them. If they're currently in preschool, you also will want to have that conversation with their preschool teacher. So it's really a combination of factors. When you do go in to apply, you do have to choose which grade you want. However, that doesn't mean that can easily be changed down the line. So if you choose young 5 and then you discover as it gets closer, no, they're really more ready for kindergarten, things can be altered at that time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.